All right, so today is Wednesday, October 21st, and here's what I got done in the last week and a half or so. So I was really pushing hard to get this thing finished up and ready to go to the hangar next Monday. I'm actually taking off tomorrow for a long weekend and coming back on Sunday. So it was really kind of down to the wire. So I think I got it done for the most part. There might be a little bit left to do on Monday morning. But yeah, so it came out pretty good. I got the doors back installed, and the interior has all been completely fitted and installed, and then removed for, you know, certain parts as I go. My throttle quadrant's installed. It's all the way up to the fuel selector. All of that is completely done. The brake lines are fitted, but there's no fluid yet. They need to be bled still. I'll probably do that at the hangar. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of fiddly work kind of getting through this. Actually, now that I'm noticing it, got to put the piece of carpet there. But it's coming out really good. The cowling's all fitted up and trimmed out and finished. The trim's done on all the wings. The trim basically is completely done everywhere. So yeah. Sometimes when I do these longer than 1 weeks between videos, it's hard to remember everything that I wanted to say and everything that I did. But one thing to definitely make note of is leaving your outside seat rails off until after your wings are installed, because as you can see here, they block your access to your wing spar bolts. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind, and don't rivet those on until after your wings are on. Another thing that I have decided to hold off on is I haven't riveted this back channel yet. Of course, clecoing it all into place while you're assembling everything, especially for your control linkage installation, is important, because you don't want to run into any situation where you've, you know, installed it, but then when you have to cleco it all in, you warp anything. But that blocks access to tightening the lock nut. Let me see if I can get to it. All right, so that blocks access to this lock nut here on your control linkages. And so to be able to remove this, pull this out, you have a lot easier access to it there once everything's rigged and finished. So I think that I'm going to leave it off. It's not going to hurt anything to rivet it on later. But gotta crawl out of the plane here. I got the baggage door fitted and latching nice and tight. It's really good. A couple things about the baggage door though. As of right now, I don't have any seal here, and I've been looking for, not very hard, granted, but I've been looking for a really thin seal that can, you know, when you close this baggage door, it'll seal up, because the stuff that the kit comes with is too thick and too hard to, it keeps the baggage door pushed out like, well, I can't show it, but it basically keeps it pushed out to an amount that doesn't look right. It's not very clean. And then I got some cheap stuff from Home Depot that was thinner and softer, but still not quite thin and soft enough. So I need to look online and see what I can source. If anybody's gone through this step and found something that works, let me know. Of course, the plane will fly just fine like this, but you know, if there's any rain or anything, you do have some potential for leakage there. So just another thing to keep in mind and get sourced. The interior side panels go in super easy. That's really kind of a non-event. The only thing is the dimensions, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in a previous video, but the dimensions for these ducts where they tell you to cut it is not quite the right spot. So make sure, what I would recommend in the future is get everything installed, get your side skins installed, then your interior side skins, the aluminum behind this, and then put your panel up, mark your circle, and then drill it out. It's not going to be a problem because these actually seal up really nice and tight just on the upholstery itself. So it's okay, but I've kind of got an oval in here. Like I said, really doesn't matter, but it'd just be, you know, cleaner to have the hole line up with the hole and everything be good. So something else you'll want to keep in mind is right now the reason that my seat belts are off is because once you install your back seat, you're going to need to feed those seat belts up through kind of the hole in the upholstery and then back to its final mount spot. So that's why these seat belts are currently, you know, off the plane. And basically all of these interior side panels and everything, all of this stuff, the DAR is going to want off anyway. And so they've been installed and everything's been, you know, test fitted, and all the, you know, slight drilling and everything's already been done. But I'm not going to put them back in just for this video because I'm going to have to take them back off to show the DAR. So yeah. So something else to make note of is my clamp here was too large, and so when I clamped it down all the way completely tightened, it was still basically loose on this part. The inner clamp, well, I can't show it right now, but the inner clamp is fine. It works perfectly good, but this outer clamp was too large. So what I ended up doing was, well, first of all, that copper lock nut has like a split in it, and when I went to back it off, that split basically collapsed and crushed itself in on the threads, and it just locked up. It wouldn't come off. So I had to cut that bolt and get a new lock nut. And what I ended up doing was just shaving a little bit off of the inside. Let's see if I can show it here. Yeah, shaving a little bit of the inside of each side of the clamp here, and just allowing it to kind of close further. And maybe it was, I don't know, not even, probably about an 1/8 inch on each side. And so there's plenty of, you know, weld there to keep it strong and everything. But so yeah, let me see if I can pop the cowling off real quick and kind of show you some of the progress made in the engine compartment, because that's all done as well. So actually, I'm not going to take this cowling off. I just realized it's 7:30 p.m. here, and I've got a 6 a.m. flight to catch tomorrow, and I still haven't packed or done anything at all regarding getting ready for that trip. So I'll just kind of describe it through here. One thing, my kit did not come with, I think you can see it here, my kit did not come with the rubber kind of trim between the NACA duct here and the intercooler. So rather than gluing my trim strip in, I just bought from Aircraft Spruce a roll of this high temperature rubber kind of seal strip. And all I did was I went around the inside of the intercooler flange there and just bolted it in. And so I don't really think that there's going to be any issue. I mean, the air is going to get pushed through here. It's on the outside of the NACA duct and on the inside of the intercooler. And I think those bolts are kind of a cool way to go, because basically now if I were to want to remove it for some reason for maintenance or whatever, then that option is available to me, replace it or whatever. And if there is some sort of issue with it, I can just remove those bolts and, you know, put some adhesive there and then re-bolt it in, and then it's glued and sealed. So and then I guess the only other thing I did is I ran all of my oil lines up to my oil cooler here, and my coolant lines to my radiator, and And there you go. So that's it for this week. I got to get home and go on a much needed trip. So have a good rest of your week, everybody, and weekend. And I'll be in the hangar next week.